6 weeks before. Jeez. If people had known then, that could have saved everybody.
Yeah. And the guys responsible are here somewhere. And when I find them, they'll wish the infection had found them instead of me.
Hi guys, welcome to X Power. Today I'm going to do a video a little bit different from our channel. I've kind of been inspired by Carrick on ACG and his Walking the Walk videos, where he takes a walk through the game world. Kind of looks like how the game was designed and around the fiction and the kind of immersive elements and the characters and stuff, and how all that kind of feeds into the gameplay. So what you just seen there was like this little campfire on the rooftop. That's just a random encounter. And you will see these kind of repeating sometimes, but there seems to be a lot of them that doesn't happen too often, where you can get a lot of different kind of stories and stuff like that. But it is just one example of how they've kind of made the world feel like more of a real place and more kind of lived in. So where I've got to now, I'm at the city centre. I'm at 30 hours into the game before I got to here, and I got the glider when I got here. Also unlocked fast travel. Now it's taken me those 30 hours to do like every side quest that I can anyway. There are some that are too high level for me, so I have to go back later to the outskirts of the city, which is kind of where it's not where you start the game. You start kind of the game out in the country, and you've got to get to here. It takes first maybe a couple of hours or so to get here, and then you've got all of this map here. It's what I've explored for the first kind of 30 hours of the game, doing every kind of quest and every kind of side activity, which I'll go into talking about during the video. So this I've just got here, so I've got all these question marks, right? So this is how your objectives are presented to you, right? And it kind of does, and I think State of Decay was maybe the first game to do this. And then you've got stuff like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that as well, where you go up to a rooftop, you pull out your binoculars and you actually look at the question marks. I'm not near enough one at the moment, but like see that fist, for example, right? That was like a question mark before. I would look at it and then it would mark it for me, and then I can track it and go and do it. So that's how it kind of doles out the kind of side content. Like side quests come up as an exclamation point. They weren't, I didn't have to use the binoculars, or you don't have to even use the binoculars to get there. You can just go to the question mark, and you'll obviously come up when you get there. But you can have a look, and then you can kind of pick and choose that way which ones you want to go and do. So like you get talk about the different objectives you have. Like you get these evacuation convoys, so there you'll find like tanks and ambulances, or the police and stuff like that. And it's like where they've been trying to fight the infection. You see stuff like that, and as a gameplay, how it ties into the gameplay is, I mean, you go there, you fight a load of zombies, and there'll be like policemen and an ambulance with people in like hazmat suits and stuff like that, from where they've been trying to fight the virus and stuff, and now they're zombies, but you'll go there, and the loot you'll get kind of makes sense. Like these evacuation compounds, it tells you like you get valuables, craft parts, and gear from them. With the military convoys, you get maybe some military med kits from the ambulances, and you get rations as well, which is valuable. Food is a precious resource in apocalypse. So you find stuff like that, and then basically there isn't like food mechanics in this. It's just a valuable you can sell kind of thing, but it kind of makes sense within the context of the missions and how it kind of ties into this world. As if you don't know, like the first Dying Light, I think was set maybe 2 or 3 years into the infection, and this is like 20 years on. So I'm gonna fast travel over to this because I know this area much better, and so I know what more places I can go to as I'm talking about it. So yeah, this is a metro station. So basically, just another base kind of thing, but it's one that you can use fast travel. I was maybe a little disappointed in that you can't actually like ride the trains. I thought that was going to be a thing, just a cutscene kind of thing, like the Spider-Man where he goes in the subway for fast travel, but you don't. You just kind of fast travel here. But whatever. It kind of serves, the gameplay purpose or whatever. But we'll get outside. Yeah. Saying about the side objectives. So like, what is it? Being 20 years on, the virus has taken over the city, and then the vegetation has also come back to, nature's trying to reclaim the city as well, and no one's maintaining it anymore. So, things are overgrown. And you've seen that many post-apocalyptic games, like The Last of Us does it really well, right? Where there's trees and all the vegetation is kind of growing, all over the place, so on top of the buildings and everything. And these abandoned buildings and stuff, you can go, and the zombies, like a lot of them have been infected for so long that they cannot stand UV light at all. It burns their skin, so during the day they'll be sleeping in here. So it's not a good idea to go in looting them during the day. You want to go out at night, when most of them are out on the street. You will have to fight some in there, but it's a lot easier going in at night. Because one of the criticisms of the first game was that going out at night wasn't really that fun. I never did it that much. I think there was a couple of main missions I had to do it. Apart from that, I didn't find going out at night fun at all. Right? I like the idea of the mechanic of it being harder at night or whatever, and but it didn't really reward you for going out at night by giving you better loot. So they've come up with this where you go in there at night. It's easier to go in at night because the zombies are outside. But you've also got to get there, which can be, very challenging as well. And hopefully I'll get to night probably during the video. You see the time down in the bottom right, you can see what time of day it is. And the day-night cycle is quite long in this game. Let's see. Oh, I completely messed that up. I totally thought I could make that, but come on, get up. He doesn't want to climb this at all. Right. Whenever I'm making a video, I can't talk and play at the same time. I keep messing up, See these guys? These are the well, he's not. He's just a worker. But like him, he's a peacekeeper. They're the kind of military faction in the game. So they tend to be, and like I've been siding with the survivors, so they're a bit off with me now.
Back to the outlands? Keep that biomarker in plain view.
So they don't really like me. But if I go to the survivors now, they're like, "Hey Aiden, how are you doing?" and all that. But to start with, they didn't really like. In fact, they tried to hang me to start. But as you do missions and stuff, they start to build up the relationship with you, and you can see people fighting infected on the street and stuff like that, just randomly. as well. So I'm gonna get a little bit of health just now. Is it? I wanted to go. Yes, this way. The glider is a ton of fun, actually, and you also get these vents, these air vents that you can use to boost back up into the air, and it kind of makes sense, right? That people would use these to get around in this world, and see these excellent like murals. You know that the artists have painted on the buildings. I'm gonna try and get a screen cap of that. You can stop him sliding down that little slope. Yeah, and like I think it ties into the fiction as well, because you know people painting the buildings with this, trying to make it a little bit nicer, and you know, passing their time as well, and then maybe giving them something to be proud of. You know, they might live over in that house and be able to see it from there. You know, just left their mark on this world.
Turning on the power will change things completely.
Oh, what I wanted to mention was these, yeah. So these you get your you get honey from the bee's nest, and like you get flowers. Them shrooms will like increase your immunity. I'll talk about that in a minute. And you know, so there's these little farms that people have built on the rooftops, and they have these yellow trees at them, and that's basically to indicate to the player that they're there, right? Because you can see them clearly from miles away, and so it works from a gameplay perspective that you know you can easily identify them, and again, it kind of makes sense that people would, you know. Have these to make basic medicines and stuff to survive. Like doing all those superhuman jumps and stuff like that. Like that's all the kind of abilities I've unlocked. And I'm not gonna lie, like when you first start the game, like your stamina is a bit of a pain to like climb up anywhere. Not so much in fighting. I don't think fighting to be. I think fighting was pretty good from the get go, but like climbing was a bit of a not a problem, but a bit of an annoyance in the early goings, as was like just jumping across places and judging how far you can jump. But now like I can jump really far and I've got a lot more abilities. And I've got the glider now as well, but like just those jumping abilities and that maybe take me a few hours. It didn't take long to like level up my stuff, but in in those first few hours it can be I fell so many times, honestly. So I want to go to the right. You can follow the compass. Like I like to do that sometimes rather than setting a marker, Yeah, I want to head east. I'm gonna jump over here. Keep forgetting not to use my sprint, so that's a little ability. You can sprint, so you can jump further, kind of thing. But I keep forgetting not to use it when I'm using the glider, because it uses up some of my stamina. So like your glider costs stamina as well, so you can't do it much. Yeah, this is where I wanted to go, and I did it again, but I just really wanted to get to here. So you see this? I'll get a little bit closer. See this green kind of toxic area? So we can't go there because you get poisoned. You get stuff that'll allow you to stay in poisoned areas for longer and stuff. So I don't know if I'll be able to explore that area later or whatever. And there might be some cool stuff over there, but from a world perspective, this is kind of where they've been bombing the place with this toxic stuff to try and like wipe out the infected. And then they've just got to here and maybe thought, well, maybe it's not such a good idea because we're killing everyone, And there's another one of these awesome museums. My whole world is a bulker. Yeah, so a cat Mario. I already screen capped that one earlier. Yeah, so like you can see signs of where people have tried to fight the infected and obviously not got anywhere or whatever. So you see the kind of remnants of that. And again, like I'm thinking, well, once I've leveled up my poison resistance stuff and stuff like that, I might be able to go there. I might be able to glide on top of that bridge so I can get over there and see what's up. So that kind of feeds into the gameplay of, stuff that I can do much later on in the game, Oh, that's a good one as well. Just piss off. Bulldog pissing. Oh, it's a collectible, that. Nice. Let me see where do I want to go now? I want to head like west. West by northwest. Bouncy pads are unlocked. Yeah, so that was a thing I can talk about, right? So I've made quite a few choices now. Like you might have seen the games marketing like the faction choices that you can choose, and that affects your city alignment. You can see here. So you like I've unlocked zip lines and airbags. That was that bouncy pad I just bounced on, right? And so when you take over important buildings like the water tower, or electrical substation, stuff like that, it affects the world because you're giving water to the world. I don't know, right, if this was why, but it seems like it because it rained not so long ago. And that was the first time I'd seen rain, and it was only after I turned on the water tower. So what I'm thinking is, because they're making water, it's obviously you know going into the clouds to make the rain, right? So I don't know, but it could be. Or I can't see it being a coincidence because literally that's the first time I've seen it raining. Or you get the turning the electricity on, unlock the metro stations, right? Because they need electricity for the trains. And even just like the gates and that were electric, so they need the electricity on, and like it turned all the lights on, stuff like that. So, like, it all kind of affects the world, and you can make these different choices that, the different factions will build different things. Like they want to build car traps and PK razor cannon. Well, I guess that's like a turret you can get, So like your choices kind of affect what you're going to get, So it feeds into the gameplay again. So where was I? Was heading west, sorry. Yeah, west. Get to the bazaar. You can kind of see, like I can see there, that tower there. So I know there's a kind of base over there, right? And then see that that church tower. Yeah, that's the church. That's where I want to go to. So like, they make kind of important places easily kind of identifiable, and that was kind of in the first game as well. Like you could always see the tower, which was your main kind of hub in the first game. At least in the first map, I can't remember what the second one was, but I'm gonna make some of these health packs before I forget. Just reminded, I'm not gonna stop and loot that that bee's nest and stuff because I've got enough here, right? Oh, but just to keep things going. It's about to go at night time, so I might hang out in the night just to kind of show. Alright, so I'll go in the bazaar and then come back because it'll take a little bit of time. See how he just came out the back of that truck, like that's where he was hiding. You know, to get away from the sun. See if I could see. See, they actually start like crawling out of their hidey holes and stuff when it turns to night time.
Good evening, Aiden.
Just kind of cool. We'll go and do a bit more night gameplay in a minute. So he said good evening, Aiden, right? So to start with, like they didn't know me, you know. So, you know, they didn't really. Some of them just didn't talk to me at all. Some of them said, you know, they call me Pilgrim. Like, Pilgrim's a name for the nomads and the wonders of this world, right? So they don't kind of side with any particular faction. So everyone's obviously kind of wary of them.
Don't you have things to do? Move along, please.
You know, they're kind of mercenaries who kind of work for the highest bidder or whatever, which kind of feeds into your, you know, your decisions when you're given the choices, you know. But like that's only happened when I've been doing missions for the people, you know, that they've started to you know, to get to know me, to get to like me, right, for doing all this stuff for them. So it kind of feeds into that relationship building with the people in the world. So this is the bazaar. It's the church that they've kind of turned into this kind of big kind of marketplace. You know, there's farms outside, and then you go in here and there's shops and stuff like that. And there's a bar for people to, you know, socialize and stuff. Like a lot of these people had missions for me and stuff, and but you know, I've done them all now. Now see, everyone's wearing these biomarkers, and you see how his one's a bit red. Like it indicates that everyone's infected in this world. I'll say that first. Like everyone, so everyone's got to wear these biomarkers, and you know, his is quite red, so that shows that he is very infected, and you know, he like basically like Aiden's infected. That's the main character I'm playing as. It wasn't apparent. And when you go out at night, which you'll see in a minute, the skull icon at the top, right, is purple to show that I'm in UV light, so I'm okay. But if when I go in the dark, I get a timer that starts to go down, so that's how long I've got before I'll turn, basically. So if you turn, it's just like he turns and then there's a game over screen, you respawn or whatever, right? But so it's a kind of gameplay mechanic where you've only got so long to stay out at night and go looting those dark hollows and stuff that has all the good loot in them, right? Because that was the thing they did in this game where like the first game wasn't that fun to go out at night. It wasn't very rewarding either. I didn't do it very much apart from like a couple of main missions that kind of made you do it, right? But in this, so during the day, like the really infected, you know, zombies, have to have to stay in these dark, like forsaken stores, and dark hollows, right? I can't find a dark hollow. Dark hollows, right? So what it basically is like you get houses or stores. You get there were actual stores, before the infection. So if you go into a clothes store, you'll find like good clothing in there, or like if you get into like the kind of contaminations or quarantine zones, where they've had like hospitals where they've been trying to fight the virus, and you get good medical supplies in there. So everything kind of makes sense, and if you go into houses, obviously you can find lots of different stuff in there, where people have been living and stuff, and it all kind of makes sense within the context of the world.
I said, back off, you weirdo.
She doesn't like me, then. She's smiling, but she told me to back off, you weirdo. So like everyone's an individual,
If you can't feel safe in the canteen anymore,
I'm trying to
then
find the
where?
little girl. I feel really bad because she asked me to go and.
Hey,
Oh
back
yeah,
off.
here she is. I feel really bad. She asked me to go and find her music box that belonged to her mother, and it was the last thing that she had of her, and all this stuff, right? And we're going to talk about side quests in a minute. It's a good kind of lead into that. And after the quest, it didn't say go back and give her it. So it was just in my valuables, right? So when I went to the trader, and it says sell all valuables, right? I can do it now, right? You can sell all valuables, and it sold the music box. And I thought, well, the quest's ended, so I guess I don't go back and give her it. And then she showed up here hours later and asked me about the music box. So I feel like a right bastard,
Aiden, you're already a legend in
because
the
I've
city,
sold it. So I don't know if I can get another one to give her. I'll have a look out if I find
Get
one,
away from
see if I
me,
can
you
give her
creep.
it. But it won't be her music box, the one that belonged to her mother, But so talking about side quests, the side quests in this game have been excellent, right? I mean, I've done loads of them, and just like they're really story driven, so I don't want to go into them too much. Like, look at all these quests I've completed. You see all them side quests. So like just to give you a couple of examples, like one time there was a mother, her son was missing, and no, wait a minute. Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong one. What it was to start with, there was two women arguing, right? And one of them, her flower got stolen, and her best friend was getting accused because I think I don't know. I think she'd been hard up or whatever, so she thought she'd stole it, right? But it turns out like her son had went missing, so I had to go and find him.
I said, back off, you weirdo.
And it turns out he had he'd gone into hiding because I don't know if I can see the fella. He's in here somewhere. Fella called Dodger, anyway. He's a con man, and he basically he conned him out of the flower by cheating at a card game. So her son gambled away all the flour, right? He basically, that's what he bet. They hadn't given him it yet. He went and hid the flour, right? So you go find the son, and he's been captured by bandits or whatever. You go and kill them, and then you have the option of just handing over the flour to the con man or whatever. But you found out that he's a cheat and whatever, so you can make that moral choice. Where I chose to. I basically had to pay off the debt to the guy, right? So I paid the debt and to let the woman keep her flour so she can make her bread and keep her business going, right? Um, Whereas if you gave him to Dodger, he would have like doubled the price, so it would have been bad for everyone. Um, so that's just a kind of example of how the side quests, how deep they are, and how
Christ's sake,
like
get out
relative
of my
they are
face.
to the world, and how they, um, how even them have kind of meaningful choices that you can make. There was another one where there was mother and a son had gone missing again. That's how I got confused, right? With the first one I was talking about, but in this one, right, it was the the guy's girlfriend. Her father didn't
I'm on
approve,
the PK's if
so
you don't leave
he'd
me alone.
he'd went and sent him on some wild goose chase to go find some antique jewelry that he used to have or something. But it was basically a con to send him off, and then he sent a couple of hitmen to go and do him in. Um, because he didn't like him like going out with his daughter and that. So you find all that out, and then you go back and confront them and stuff. But yet, I think you had a choice then about how you wanted to deal with the situation as well, and it was all really good, really well voice acted, and all of that, and like really involved side quests that I've had in this game, and like every one of them has been really good and really well thought out, and really adds to the world building and the immersion of the game. So this is at night time. To show you some of the kind of new mechanics. Let's just bounce up here, so we can take a look around. So I'm trying to see if I can find. Shouldn't take me that long usually. Yeah. So these ones with the markers are Banshees. So they're your screamer zombies that will scream and alert everyone else, right? So you can get over. It took me maybe about I don't know. It took me maybe about 15 hours to get a bow. You don't get a bow straight away. No, you have to play a bit of the game. But now I've got a bow. I've got a few more stealth options, right? So let's see. Fire toxic. I had ones called infected arrows, but I think they only work on humans. You can basically turn them into zombies, so they go and attack the other humans. Like you see that in other games, right? Where you can turn someone to fight for you and that, but they do it by turning them into zombies, which fits into the fiction of the game. I don't know if I'll be even able to take this out. Oh yeah, I did. I one-shotted it. Right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get spotted by this one on purpose, just to show how the chase mechanic works. Because it's kind of like a GTA Wanted level, right, where it ramps up, and you get chased by more and more zombies, and it's pretty cool. But I do want to grab the thing from this, because these are how you upgrade. Oh. You collect these, they're called trophies, right, from the more special types of infected. Right, we'll just get spotted by this one. Come on now. Right, see, chase has started, right? Obviously, I'm saying about the timer for my infection. I have to, I didn't explain about the copper bottles. Oh, when I'm finished the chase, right? But you've only got so long. You've got to get to oh god, you got to get to a UV light to finish the chase. It gets really hectic. So I did that on purpose. I could have took them out with a bow. Or you can use stealth and you can. So now I'm in the UV. you know, the zombies will just go away because they can't come in here, right? They might try. Yeah, there's one gonna try. And he keeps getting burned. So, you know, he'll eventually just run away. Oh, that was good. I landed here because I wanted to show that mural off, actually. You have these puffer bottles, right? These will give you more time if you want to stay out in the dark for longer, so you can go and explore the dark hollows and the forsaken stores and stuff. So you're anyone that's got asthma, they use these for that, right? Well, these have got these. You can make different ones. Some of them. Oh, swimming booster. I didn't mean to have that one on, but you get one that will let you swim longer. The ones that will increase your attack and less damage taken, and increase your stamina so you can climb higher and stuff like that. These ones for your immunity meter. And then the medicines, yeah, you get the honey and the flowers from the rooftops with the yellow trees on them that you can see from miles away. That you know, it's from a gameplay perspective, it makes it easier for the player to identify. He's just not going away. You're supposed to go away now. Yeah. You see this here? It says "Good night, good luck." That was like the tagline from the first game. That's what everyone said a lot. So they've put this here as an Easter egg. But again, it's just this mural that, you know, someone's painted to just kind of give them a bit of hope, I suppose, and just you know, brighten up the world a little bit. What else do I want to talk about? You've got like windmills, you know, they use for getting power and stuff that kind of fix in, and like I think someone said, oh, the windmills, you know, that there aren't any windmills like that, but then Techland said, no, actually, where they live, there's actually these windmills in Poland, you know, so they are a kind of real thing, you know. And this is Villador, so it's a kind of European city where I think the first one was Haran, it was set kind of in the Middle East somewhere. So, like, you can see the different architecture and stuff, just kind of more kind of European kind of architecture. Whereas the first one, you know, at a totally different setting, you know. So, like, they haven't copied anything from the first game, really, you know. They haven't really, you know, reused any assets. This is a completely different world, and this area is the outskirts, you know, so it looks kind of like the outskirts of a city, and then you get to the city center, it looks much more you know, much like you would expect a city center to be, you know, with bigger skyscrapers and stuff like that, and, you know, billboards everywhere. This is mostly like houses where people are living, or used to live, before the virus. Just see if there's anything else I want to talk about. We explained about the question marks, using the binoculars and that, right? You can use them to sort of spot areas, kind of like State of Decay and how Breath of the Wild uses it, and then you can mark places and just go there. So that's how they kind of do, you know, exploration and stuff. I'm trying to remember what I've said, because, like, I actually recorded this video, and then I realized that my headset wasn't turned on, It said before I started the microphone was on, so I don't know. Something must have happened where it turned off. And I wasted 45 minutes talking when I hadn't recorded.
Watch me turn. You gotta have something that
This
can help
is
me.
kind of a new one. I haven't seen
Don't let me
this
turn into one of
this
those
type of
things.
encounter before. Oh, so yeah, I can use
So
one of
that's the
my
end of the line.
immunity
Thank you.
boosters to help him stop him from turning. I haven't actually seen that. Then maybe that just happens at night because he's turning or whatever. Yeah, I haven't actually seen that encounter before. That's interesting. I've only really got a bit more confident about going out at night. You know, because it is quite hectic and you know, especially if you don't have the good parkour skills and the glider and stuff like that. It's a bit daunting to go out at night for a while. That blue one's like an encounter. That's like a special zombie. Might go and see. Let's see what we're dealing with here. You got them, and you've also got Gre Anomalies, which you'll look at in a minute. Oh, it's a bolter. Yes, that's one that runs away. You can go and chase after him and kill him for his special stuff, right? But I just really wanted to show him off. So I don't want to start another chase and then waste a bit of time doing that. Oh yeah, the Gre Anomalies. I can't go in. Actually, can I go and fight one? No, it's a level 4. Hang on. Show me on here. Gre Anomaly. Yeah, it's just that level 4 I've got, I think. Oh, yeah, I can't fight him yet. I'm not tough enough, but you know, I have done all the other kind of lower level ones, and they're kind of boss zombies. Kind of a mini boss where you fight, you know, a tough zombie. There's different types of them. And one of them kind of jumps about. Like he jumps up high and then he pounces on you, kind of thing. He does a big special attack, stuff like that. And he's got like a big kind of, you know, boss health bar and stuff. And they're a bit tougher, you know, and a bit more challenging to take out. But you get, you know, good rewards for doing them. So again, you have to fight them at night. They only come out at night because, you know, they can't come out during the day because the UV light will burn the skin or whatever. I want to go. Just gonna head. Might just fast travel it here. Yeah. Oh wait. Go back to the center. Yeah, go back to the center. Yes, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. So if you like this content, leave a like, maybe subscribe, you know, and let me know in the comments if you want to see me do more of this stuff. I'm thinking about doing one on Dark Souls 3 next, because like I love Dark Souls 3. You know what I mean? I played like 150 odd hours in it, and I like level 180. I know I've completed it 3 times on Xbox. I completed it once on PS4 when it actually first launched, and then I got it on Xbox later on. So you know, I know that world really well, so I wanted to maybe do another kind of look. I think I'm just gonna call it like exploring the world for this series, and I'll have like a playlist set up for that, you know. So I'll have exploring the world of Dying Light 2 when I put it on YouTube, and then like you know, I'm exploring the world of Dark Souls 3, that kind of thing. So there's a kind of theme, and it'll be a new kind of series I do on the channel going forward. Yeah, so if you like it, let me know. You know what I mean. If you've got any suggestions for games you want me to cover, kind of thing, I'll see if I can do them. I mean, it's got to be a game that I kind of know quite intimately and can talk a lot about. But we'll see what happens there, man. And I'll catch you again in the next one. All right, bye for now, guys. Bye, bye.